class, and welcome back to the Nerd Academy podcast. I'm your host, Jared Bachman Stubbs. Ready for it's kind of a light week, but like...
You say light, but this document says otherwise.
There's beefy news. There's a lot to talk about.
Beef isn't light.
Huh?
Beef is one of the fattiest meats.
You're right.
Why? Well, this isn't light at all. That's a lie.
It doesn't feel like there's a lot of stories.
That's incorrect. That's just not true.
You know, it felt light to me.
Your story is in here. The one you've been waiting for a goddamn year.
Should we restart?
No. Hi, I'm Travis Blackgater Grossman, and I'm joined by Professor Levi.
Yeah, hi.
How long is it? I literally only remember like Indiana Jones, Batsuit, and then
There's like 7 or 8 stories.
my brief victory lap I want to do with the first story because I have no grace.
Which you've earned. I even said on Twitter, you earned that victory lap.
Thank you. Okay. Yeah. Okay.
It was a pretty big week.
Yeah. Okay. We have a big week. But luckily, we didn't get bombarded from missing last week.
That's true. Like, this all happened pretty much in this last week.
Yeah, with the exception of the first story.
Which, I didn't actually read the article you put in. We'll talk about it later.
Yeah.
Slice of life. Levi, how was your week?
It was okay. I'm getting real busy with school right now. 6th week. Are we in the 6th week? I think we're in the 6th week. Kicking my ass.
We might be in 5th.
5th. Oh.
It's
Yeah.
5th. No, it's 6th. It's definitely 6th.
Okay. I was right, as usual.
I'm keeping count thanks to my English class because it's like every 4 weeks we have a paper.
It hurts.
That makes that easy for you then to gauge it.
I tried... Me and my family went to... we tried Chipotle, but Chipotle was very, very crowded.
As usual.
And so, like, a family of 4 couldn't sit down. So we went over to another restaurant that wasn't crowded, and we quickly discovered why it wasn't crowded. We went to Five Guys.
Okay, we're going to have this fight now in front of a microphone. Here's the thing. First of all, Five Guys where we live is more expensive because of how they have to ship things in. That's just like what I order at Five Guys here at home is about $18. When I order it out in Ohio, where I lived for college for a few years, $9.
So you're either paying $9 for county fairground quality food.
It is
or you're
not
paying
county fairground quality.
It absolutely
Oh
is.
my god!
It absolutely
Get out!
is.
We're removing you from the website. We're gonna scrub your audio.
This is my slice of life. This is my slice of life. Family of 4.
I am not a cook.
I ate the damn burger.
I am once again asking for your burgers.
It was the most mediocre. The most mediocre.
I'll admit,
burger
around
ever.
here especially, it is a little overpriced. And like, I don't eat fast food burgers usually. So like, the fact that I eat at Five Guys to me is like. Plus, I like smash burgers. So like,
There's just nothing good or bad to say about it. You take a bite, and yeah, that's a burger.
as opposed to having only bad things to say, you know, like most places.
The bad things to say is. Like, there is nothing at Five Guys you cannot find at a festival.
That's great, but you have to find the festival.
Yeah.
That's my point.
I don't know. I really
And then pay at like $3 or $4 as opposed to having Five Guys split the check because you're gonna go
so
broke.
funny.
Me personally, I think
Highway robbery in a brown bag.
so I'm going to push back on your very wrong opinion. I get a heightened level of juice when I bite into a Five Guys burger. I love the bacon. Me personally, my order typically is I get the bacon cheeseburger. I almost said
Which is
bacon,
$10.
Yes, I'm aware that it's $10 goddamn dollars,
It's
Levi.
6 in Ohio. We should move to Ohio.
We're the outlier here.
Yeah, we are.
That is a tasty, juicy ass burger. I get hella barbecue sauce on it. I put some pepper on it when I want to scorch my mouth hole. Okay. Mm-hmm. It is delicious. That is great. Those fries are sent from the gods.
Fries are the best thing about Five
Oh yeah,
Guys.
100%. Like that's the thing you brag about.
But
Especially the Cajun fries. Thing of beauty.
See, everybody else is always scared of like anything that has anything spicy sounding. So we normally just get like one massive thing of fries because that's enough to feed an army.
No, you get a large per person. And then at the end, when everyone goes, I got too many fries, I can't eat them, that's when I come in and I'm like, not only have I eaten my full 2-patty burger, my own large order of fries, then I'm just collecting donations from everybody, dude. It's great.
I'm once again asking you for French fries.
That's been my whole life. You don't understand. I love it.
I'm taken aback at how wrong you two are.
You know, like
this.
Have you heard of
I've never felt like this before.
Have you heard of the miles past scale? So, like, when you're just describing food, it's like in this case, Five Guys for me is the moniker of burgers, where you're like miles past Five Guys. How many miles would I walk past a Five Guys to get this place's burger? Right?
Yeah.
So, like, the common ones to put in contention are Shake Shack and In-N-Out, neither of which I've ever had, unfortunately.
Yeah, just because they're not in this area.
Yeah.
See, I would fist fight a baby for either Five Guys or Burgatory. Like, I'd lay down my life.
Burgatory's so different, though. Burgatory
is very different. You're very right. It is very different. But like, the rarity of which I get to go to either are fairly equal.
That's true. I also that's the other thing, is that I don't go there often enough for the price that, like, if I'm going to Five Guys, I know I'm spending like $15 on lunch.
Yeah, there's that, or like, I don't go out that far into Greensburg very often. Mm-hmm. So like, if we're out there, it's also a matter of, okay, are the people with me down to go to Five Guys and like shell out the money? Because yes, you're right, it does suck price wise. Like the last time I was at Five Guys, I know how much it sucked. I was like, okay, I'm gonna bite the bullet here because I want Five Guys and I'm gonna pay for everybody's meal because I don't give a shit. I want it. And I put my money where my mouth was, and I enjoyed my tasty ass burger. But like, I only get to go to like Burgatory or Five Guys maybe like once or twice a year. Burgatory has gotten a little bit, because like everybody at this point has kind of got the Burgatory bug. So like Steel City Con especially is really easy to go, okay, let's go, F up some Burgatory. Yeah. Like dressed as Kylo Ren and shit.
Anytime I'm in Pittsburgh, I'm just like, okay, and I got to hit here. My friend who just moved in to like an hour and a half away from here has one. Like, he's close enough to Pittsburgh that there's one in his area. So like, anytime I visit him, I'm just gonna be like, hey, you want to smash up Burgatory?
Are we gonna pay that person a visit for Hella Mega?
Maybe.
Because I'd love that. I'd love to meet your peoples.
He's about as far out of Pittsburgh as we are, just in the other direction.
Oh, I misunderstood what you were saying. I thought you meant like he was in the... Okay,
no, he's not like downtown.
Okay, never mind.
Moral of the story, the Greensburg Five Guys it should be illegal. Like, right across the road, there is a Steak and Shake and a Red Robin.
Steak and Shake is not that good.
Steak and Shake.
I like Steak and Shake.
I will die on the hill.
Not
with the amount.
It is not that
of,
impressive, and
with the amount of variety, and the value, it is way above that Five Guys.
Value to like go sit in a restaurant that's like mostly dirty with servers who are barely trained. Like, I don't know, man. I'd rather go to Five Guys. Hell, I'd rather go to Red Robin. I'll F up some Red Robin. I'll pay that price. Yeah. I'll pay that price for Red Robin.
You'd be paying the same amount at Red Robin as you would at Five Guys.
Depends on what you get.
It very much depends on what you get. And you also, and I think invoking Red Robin and even Steak and Shake to a certain degree is a little unfair, because at that point they're more like Burgatory, where it's like, what kind of crazy shit can I put on a burger? Is what kind of the territory you get into with those places. Where at Five Guys is like, okay, and you're going to disagree with this, but this is why I like it, and why I kind of exist in like a Five Guys Burgatory binary. It says I go to Burgatory to like, I want bison or like...
Oh, you're a freak.
Or a chicken burger. Or like some weird shit that you can't normally get at other burger joints or restaurants. And like put on like all kinds of weird sauces and whatnot and like have their milkshakes. I'm going to go to Five Guys because in my opinion, they have perfected the art of the classical burger. At that point, the only fanciness I'm really getting into at Five Guys is me essentially asking them to make me a rodeo burger. That's the furthest they go into like exotic burger territory. So if I'm just feeling a bun, cheese, meat, maybe some bacon, I'm going to get jiggy at Five Guys all day long.
Have I told you guys about the one ebook I own
No.
It's the Great American Burger Book by George Motz, and like it's just a burger cookbook of different American styles of burger. It's a great read. Lots of good recipes. Lots of good burgers.
Thank you for putting me on this diet and then telling me that book exists on your phone, Travis.
It's your choice.
I know. I'm trying to goof around.
I still love you.
And I still love you.
Yeah.
Even though you're going down a path we can't follow.
Dude, the only path I'm taking is up. I think, yeah, I've ascended. I don't know what sort of blue pill, like soma stuff the government's feeding you to so that you believe Five Guys is worth your money, but I hope you get off it. I hope you
I
live
agree.
your
It would
best
be
life.
cheaper if I bought all the stuff and just made my own burgers.
You're right. These is also facts.
And again, I don't drive out. I don't eat enough fast food. I don't eat enough red meat anymore, honestly.
Well, Five Guys isn't even fast food.
It basically is. I don't use drive-thrus. I refuse to eat a drive. I like. This is some talk for campus life when we get this off the ground.
We waited like 15 or 20 minutes for 4 small burgers, like a cup of fries, and 4 drinks. $50 delivered in a brown bag. That's pathetic.
I'm trying to.
That's illegal. That should be illegal.
I don't know how you end up at $50 from that.
By eating at Five Guys.
That's not.
There was so. It was so bad.
We don't have time for this. We'll talk about this later.
Travis, how was your week?
I feel like I had so many good stories that like I just forgot. Like they all just emptied out of my head.
Well, at the very least, there's what happened when we were at the gym before we were on with the video, Drew. So I'm going to let you have that.
I'm not comfortable telling that story. Can I be honest for a sec? There was some language, not that either of us used, obviously, but like...
I mean, we don't have to say what they said.
I feel like it takes away from the story. But...
Like, you don't even have to say the word, just like the first letter, and people can fill in the gaps. Because it's not funny because they said what they said. It's funny because they're like...
At Planet
like
Fitness.
meatheads.
Like, here's my thing. Planet Fitness is fine if you're just trying to, like, have an easy $10 a month access to a treadmill, right? I would prefer to be going somewhere else, but it's also very cheap.
Yeah.
And, like...
Aren't there treadmills at St. Vincent?
Yeah. Oh, no, like, I go to Planet Fitness because it isn't crowded all the time. The campus gym is crowded, AF.
It is, but it is free.
It is free,
For
but
you.
I'd rather... And, like, the, like, people who are on the beginning of the year, like, January, New Year's resolution stuff, they're starting to phase out
those
finally.
assholes.
Yeah, like, they're starting to phase out finally so I can be in the gym past 4 o'clock and actually get some work done.
Yeah, that's part of the reason why I was like waiting through January because I wanted to avoid crowds with you.
It's... There's the pain. But so we're in, like... Jared and I are in the locker room post a good pump, a good workout, and
Travis kicked my ass.
I try. And these 2 guys are in there. The one's like was weighing in and doing some flexes or whatever in the mirror, and his friend was there.
And one of them never stopped flexing. Like I thought he was gonna shit himself with how tight his body was the whole time.
Oh yeah. And I like zoned out. I was trying to ignore them, right? Because they're like, whatever, you can do whatever you want. You're not harassing anyone else, I guess. It's fine. And then I hear something along the lines of something 100 reps, something you only did 5 reps and then walked around something. Bro, you think the girls were looking at us? Bro, they were totally looking at us. And I'm like, how the hell does that end up at liberal nonsense Planet Fitness? Like,
not only that, like you were underplaying how loud they were.
Oh, I am.
Like they were
again,
screaming this in the locker room.
And Jared and I are just like, look away, don't flinch, don't let them know. Don't show your blue, don't show your blue.
Yeah. Like cue like the JoJo music just slowly pulls out Bernie's sticker to like slap on their faces. There was that, but my favorite...
You can make those jokes.
Huh? What?
You need to actually watch JoJo's.
He wants to.
Okay.
Yeah.
I say that mostly because of the TikTok memes involving that music.
Well,
That's almost worse.
They're funny. But my favorite part of that was like they're going back and forth, and I guess the one guy was wearing got new workout shirts. And that was my favorite part.
Right.
Is he's looking in the mirror, as he's not stop flexing for the last 5 minutes, he's gonna give himself a friggin' aneurysm like that. He's like, dude, I think I'm gonna order more shirts. I'm gonna get more shirts like this. And the guy, and not in the ironic way we do to each other, really loudly and really viciously was like, do it, no balls, pussy. Buy more shirts! Really aggressively. I thought they were going to get into a fist fight for a minute. And Travis and I were just looking at each other.
How does this happen?
Who the hell are these guys?
I was disoriented. We walked out of the gym in silence, got into my car. I started the car and then had to look at Jim did I really just hear? Bro, we did 100 reps. I'm so confused.
It was just straight out of a high school movie. You can't write no, you can write that shit. It's just you're a bad writer if you do. And that's your chosen dialogue in the real world.
Whatever works for them.
Besides that, I figured out what I want. My goal now as producing content on the internet is one day for us to be sponsored by Mountain Dew Zero Sugar.
Okay.
Right?
I can get down with that.
And I already have a commercial idea where, you know how Mountain Dew commercials sometimes are people just skateboarding and then they're do or whatever?
Yeah.
It's that, but instead of skateboarding or BMXing or whatever, it's you're in a skate park half pipe, but with a pallet jack.
Okay.
Riding it like a scooter. And then the end card of just Mountain Dew Zero Sugar. We're not sponsored, but I want to be. Because I drink so much of it.
Not sponsored yet.
PepsiCo notice us.
I get down with that.
I love you, Pepsi. I remember when you were still in Kecksburg. I actually don't, because I wasn't born yet, but come back to us.
Time travel theoretically.
Come back to us.
It.
Just travel at the speed of light.
Yeah.
And then
zoom around the earth, make it spin backwards.
Yeah, that's how that works. That's how that works, I promise.
That still almost ruins that movie for me every time I watch it. Is that bit where I'm that and the really hard
he killed everyone on the planet.
Yeah.
That and the hard vertigo zoom into his face. He's like
On to the news.
Not about my week.
No, Jared.
I thought you did a combined.
Jared, you don't exist outside of this podcast.
My bad. No, I'm sorry. I thought you two did
you're
a
good.
combined.
You're good. I just want to
Jared, how was your week?
It was great. And one of the things I wanted to talk about was the fact that I did see Sonic the Hedgehog this weekend with Kira.
God. I've heard okay things.
It was fun.
It was a movie.
Yeah.
If we were still kids when we saw it, we would have all loved it.
Yeah.
And Kira loved the hell out of it. It was really funny. It was really silly. Jim Carrey is
Jim Carrey.
He's the 80s Jim Carrey.
That's what I mean.
He's
wow.
We're talking Batman Forever tier. He is just
Who's the actor I get confused with Jim Carrey?
That's a good question.
Christopher Walken. Jim Carrey and Christopher Walken are my two favorite funny men.
I love that's it for you.
They both have the cheekbones.
Yeah. They have very strong cheekbones. That was a lot of fun. The reason I wanted to call attention to that is especially for you, Levi.
Dude.
So there's a scene in the movie where Sonic is recapping how his existence in Green Hills, Nebraska, and he mentions that there's this one guy.
Does he mention his hatred of Five Guys burgers and fries?
No. However, the Sonic meme makes a cameo in this movie.
No.
I am serious as the devil because the old man
This
in the
one
movie,
or the slightly different
that
Sonic?
one.
This one right here.
It's the slightly
It's
different
the,
Sonic.
yeah, okay.
It's Sonic.
It's got a bit of white on the.
Yeah.
Okay, that's funny.
Because there's a scene where there's I think they call him Crazy Dave, who's always ranting and raving about how he wants to catch the blue devil. And he walks into a diner with a picture drawn on a napkin and goes, "It's the blue devil. We're gonna catch him eventually." And it's drawn on it, but it's Sonic. And I out loud and clearly I'm like the only shit poster in the room because I'm like the only person who's like not like 12 or under, but the only person like of my age there who like has little of a life to like be that ingrained into meme culture. And like he held it up and I went like really loudly, just started cackling. It's like the balls on Paramount to actually put that in their Sonic movie. Coming off the heels of Nightmare Fuel Sonic, y'all had the audacity.
I will buy the Blu-ray of this movie. Like
I need to see that now.
I will buy the Blu-ray of this movie if there's a special like edition that includes a Nightmare Fuel Sonic version.
Yeah, hashtag release the demon cut.
Amazing.
Other than that,
it sounds like it was more clever than what Black Panther did with the what are those meme.
Oh, what are those?
That was absolute cringe.
the only defense that is
that.
there for that, though, is the fact that the movie does take place when that meme was relevant.
It did, but I felt kind of burned out already
Which is fair.
by that. And then just how they had it in the movie.
I give Marvel movies like one bad joke.
Yeah.
For Black Panther was that one. For Doctor Strange, it was. It's when he's like right after the Ancient One dies, and he's looking in the mirror and he gets serious, and then the cape like tries to wipe his face or whatever. It kills the moment. Like I just don't like that bit.
That's fair. That's fair.
Speaking of Doctor Strange,
Real quick, because I haven't said this
Son
on the
of a-
show yet. This is all I'm going to say. I'm a bartender now.
I have a perfect segue.
Where do you tend?
At a club in
And
town.
the door's locked. I can't even leave. What the?
It's okay. The sentry gun's out there. Don't double cheek the chairs again, Levi. Unless you're going to record like this for the next like hour and a half of news.
Nope.
But yeah, I'm a bartender now. My days as movie theater attendant are over. And yeah, it's going to be lots of fun. That is a big part of the reason why there is going to be a scheduling change happening with the shows, which once everything is
You know, we
completely
haven't
set in
publicly
stone-
said anything about that yet.
No, I did actually. Last week I said on nights that there would be a change
Yeah, I wasn't on nights.
schedule-wise during our Clone Wars retrospective, which you should all go listen to. Anyway, there was a weird, funny moment in Doctor Strange, and Travis had a good segue that we're going to let him use anyway.
Travis, what was that segue?
Now that we've caught a lot of attention to it.
You don't even get your victory lap anymore.
Speaking of Doctor Strange,
Yeah. So, on our first episode of Knights of the Nerd Republic, or not Knights of the Nerd Republic, that wouldn't make sense.
Nah.
On our first episode,
gotta restart.
scrap
Whole show, starting over.
scrap the last 20 minutes. On our first episode of the Nerd, I almost did it again. The Nerd. I want that sound as a bite.
You know how faint the sound of me gargling laughter is, right?
You have no idea how sensitive these microphones are.
I know. It's right up there with the hidden sound you have from the old Dewback audio commentaries of me like sexually groaning when Kylo Ren first takes off his helmet.
It's beautiful. It's a thing of beauty, I tell you.
It's like Quaaludes.
In our first episode of the Nerd Academy podcast,
Good job.
we talked about the director for Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness
Multiverse.
leaving due to, and I quote, creative differences. And Jared kind of no-scoped that it would be cool if Sam Raimi took over. So my question from earlier was, like, we had seen he was in talks to take it. Is it now official?
I don't think it's official. I think it's still a lot of that like is in talks. Here are the rumors.
Okay.
But like it's at that stage where like if even like we're at the point where it's safe to assume things because we're seeing the Hollywood Reporters and Deadlines and varieties of the world reporting on it. If it wasn't worth at least realizing there's a chance here, then I think it's good to have your hopes up. They could still be dashed. Because keep in mind, we were also very close to not having Benedict Cumberbatch in the first Doctor Strange. Because he was in, then he was out, and then it was Ethan Hawke, and then he was out, and then it was Joaquin Phoenix, and then he was out, and then it was back to Cumberbatch. So,
yeah. This is when you said it initially a couple weeks ago. I say a couple, it was like 2 months ago.
yeah.
I was all for it. And thinking about it, it's just weird that, like, Raimi is such a practical effects guy. I'm really curious how he's going to handle Doctor Strange, especially in, like, a weirdo movie like Multiverse of Madness.
Yeah, I want to see, and, like, again, I think you and I have said this ad nauseum. I cannot tell you how much I disagree with a lot of the things that High Top Film says about the MCU.
Yes.
I vehemently disagree with almost everything he says about the MCU. His Batman videos, like, I could literally just insert what he says as my own opinion when it comes to Batman for the most part. However, he makes so many good points in his, like, Raimi trilogy revisited trilogy of videos where he talks about, just the way that Sam Raimi moves the camera, shoots these scenes, understands how to shoot these characters, understands how to frame a movie like a comic book, and how, again, take them with their best elements and their worst elements. The Sam Raimi, Tobey Maguire Spider-Man trilogy laid the groundwork, laid the blueprint for how you do a comic book movie right. Are all three of them amazing? No. Is one of them a masterpiece and the other two are pretty average in the grand scheme of things? Yes. Is there ever going to be a Doc Ock who nails it quite like Alfred Molina? Probably not. But regarding all of that, we have somebody who understands horror.
Yeah.
When you look back on his back catalog of, Evil Dead and all that stuff, and understands superheroes and loves to be weird, like those Spider-Man movies are silly. And I think that having there be that level of just like, this is just weird is perfect for a movie like Multiverse of Madness.
Again, my whole thing is just if I don't know how you do practical effects with Doctor Strange, besides like practical having him fly, like any of his normal sorcery stuff, I just would wave my hands like people could see me. But like any of that, unless he's just like, I have the budget now that like that's going to be CG and that's fine. At which point, cool.
And he also, Raimi wasn't, opposed. Like he,
yeah, I'm not saying he like goes out of his way. Like, okay, he does go out of his way, but like he isn't super opposed to using CG, especially in bigger budget stuff like this.
Yeah,
it's just that like I know his preference for practical effects would make this interesting.
Oh right? Yeah, I think there's going to be one. I think there's going to be a few moments in this movie that we're all going to go, "Oh my god, they actually did that." Which. Again, the MCU, a lot of people don't like how much they rely on CGI, which, I'm typically indifferent on that kind of thing. Do what works, do what is easiest for your budget is my typical thing, as long as it looks good. I can't remember the last time I went, holy shit, that was practical in the MCU.
Yeah.
Honestly.
I can't either.
Which, like, that's not necessarily a bad thing.
Yeah.
But it is what it is.
Pretty sure the glasses Bruce Banner wore were practical.
Well, I mean, like, you get into, like, weird stuff, though, that ends up being CGI. Like, that one shot in Spider-Man Far From Home that everybody was making fun of, like, over the summer when the behind-the-scenes shit came out. And it was the scene where, like, Fury finds Peter at the hotel. And, like, almost everything about that scene was CGI. They were on a green screen. Yeah. They were not actually in the hotel. Fury, like, or Sam Jackson wasn't even holding a gun. It was just like a plastic, like, stick, basically, that they CGI'd the trank gun onto. Like, so much of the stuff in that scene was CGI. Which, again, if we didn't notice, they did their job. So I look forward to seeing, like, because Raimi's going to do weird shit, and that's what he's there for.
Yeah.
And if this ends up coming to fruition, and I, willed this into existence, I'm a happy boy. That we called it.
You think he would be a good director for the live action Ratatouille that's bound to happen?
Maybe that's part of his contract. Like, okay, yeah, we'll let you do Doctor Strange.
Do you want me to, in earnest answer that question?
Yeah.
Because absolutely not Jon Favreau has to direct Ratatouille.
Yes, actually, he's right.
Because not only is Jon Favreau like the biggest foodie in all of Hollywood right now, look at the way he directed the scenes in the Iron Man movies where they cut back to Tony inside the suit with that really close-up camera. That, but it's Remy inside of Linguini's hat.
I only said it because they had a similar name.
Raimi
And Remy. Also, like, a rat controlling a human with hair. That's kind of weird.
That was very weird.
You can make a horror out of that.
Oh, absolutely.
go out of that.
Look, most movies are a horror movie if you just change perspectives.
Yeah. Toy Story.
Make all of Ratatouille happen from like the sous chef's perspective, or the head chef's perspective, rather. That's terrifying. This man's possessed by a rat, and there's the whole kitchen's infested by rats and shit.
Toy Story is a horror.
Oh my God! Put that in Sid's perspective.
Yeah.
The movie starts from Sid's perspective, and then the rest. It starts with the "we see everything you do" scene. Start it there, and then the rest of it is just Sid's descent into madness.
Until he's eventually a garbage man.
Yeah, when he drops out of school and becomes a garbage man because he can't like get into a school or anything. It's like, oh hey, there's that schizo who thinks his toys talk to him.
Poor guy.
Yeah, poor guy. Sid's really misunderstood.
Just has a troubled childhood.
Yeah. Well, you know, he was a troubled kid, and troubled kids bring carnage wherever they go because unfortunate circumstances. And speaking of carnage,
We only see... Oh.
I'm sorry.
Go, no. Go.
Travis, you want to talk about the set picture? Well, the first thing, they're both set pictures. One's for Venom and one's for Morbius.
You skipped the story.
I did?
Yeah.
Let's get.
Sony
Something
announces
about-
what is most likely Spider-Verse 2.
Well, they already announced it officially, though.
Oh, well then, I don't know. The Spider-Verse 3.
Oh, no, you're right. No, because I had the two things here. 2021 release date, they announced was that there was going to be another Marvel Sony movie. And there's also a rumor, one moment here.
Is it Madam Web?
My favorite headline I ever read Madam Web movie in development, is that allegedly Sony has started casting Kraven the Hunt. It started looking for people to play Kraven.
Okay.
I'm going to read directly from this comicbook.com article. The Spider-Verse is running on the big screen as Sony's looking to build out its pocket of the Marvel Universe further. Now the studio is working on a Kraven the Hunter movie, a spinoff dedicated entirely to everyone's favorite evil big game hunter. After comicbook.com reported that set locations of the upcoming Spider-Man 3 might indicate an appearance by Kraven in the next entry in the MCU, it looks like Sony is going to continue their expansion of the MCU stories as they appear to be with Morbius. Again, they announced the movie. There's been rumors for forever that a Kraven movie was in development. Now they're announcing something. Maybe these Sony movies are canon to the MCU somehow, because, like, you know, we saw Michael Keaton's Adrian Toomes in the end of the trailer.
We assume it's Adrian Toomes. I still love the idea that it's just Michael Keaton playing some random dude.
But rumors are suggesting that maybe it's Kraven. We could be looking at a Kraven movie. My biggest thing, and this has been my biggest gripe and point of contention and confusion with these moves by Sony to do movies based around Spider-Man villains, is just to say, what the hell do you do?
Yeah.
When you especially can't necessarily have Spidey in the movie. Like Morbius especially, like what the hell do you do for a Morbius movie without Spider-Man? Venom, just have him fight other symbiotes, but that's going to get stale in 2 movies. Like, unless they're able to bring Tom Holland into the fold, Venom 3, like Venom 2 is probably going to be at the very least good.
Mm-hmm. We'll see about that one, Chief.
I'm betting on it at least like not being rotten on Rotten Tomatoes.
Now granted, the last movie, comic book movie, I was like, I'm not excited for this and it'll probably be bad, was Birds of Prey, which I enjoyed quite a bit. So I'm hoping. But.
And I'm not incredibly hopeful for Venom 2. I'm just assuming something better than bad.
I kind of hope for something worse than bad.
I mean, that'd be fun to review, so we'll see.
Whoa.
But what we're looking at here with a Craven movie, what is the only good, not necessarily only good, but like what's the best Craven story? Craven's Last Hunt. What is Craven's Last Hunt all about? Craven being able to defeat symbiote Spider-Man. How do you tell that story if Peter's not involved? Also, how do you tell that story without the freaking black suit? Because if I remember correctly, that's what made Craven's Last Hunt so crazy, is the fact that, like, Peter wasn't that worried about Craven's life to begin with because he was all, you know, hopped up on his symbiotic testosterone. I don't understand these moves. I don't understand who you pit Craven against. Like, Craven would have been a cool villain for Morbius. To just have, like, you know,
big bat guy.
Yeah.
I want to catch the big bat.
Yeah.
But not that big bat. That's a different franchise.
Yeah.
Which we'll talk about later.
Because I'll need new shorts when we get there. Oh, I knew I should have shit. I forgot to screenshot your message when you first watched the thing because I wanted to read it on the air.
Oh, I'll get it.
You first saw the footage of the suit. Yes.
While we're searching for an image, toward the end, I'm going to have to add a new story.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's why I save your stuff for the end, because it makes it easier for you to gather everything. So if it is a Craven movie, we'll see what happens. Maybe it's some type of solo Spider-Man flick, or I don't know. I'm confused by all these villain movies, and after Venom was very disappointing quality-wise, and Morbius looks just as hilariously mediocre, if not worse. We'll see what happens. Now, moving forward with more Sony Marvel stories.
The Carnage link you sent is not... Like, the link is working, but the image is busted in the article.
It's nothing impressive. It's not even like a
figured.
picture of, like, Carnage. It's Woody Harrelson done up like Cletus Cassidy.
Yeah.
It looks like they fixed the wig issue, and it looks like they just dyed his hair red.
That's good.
Or at the very least, it's some type of really nice hairspray. He doesn't look as awful as he did at the end of Venom. No longer looks like a shitty Napoleon Dynamite costume. And then there's also like more pictures from the set of the Morbius reshoots that are happening right now, of like buses and train state and like, you know, train cars and shit that all say "Where is Spider-Man?"
Yeah, that's the...
Which is the bigger one. Which again, like,
is it MCU?
are they you know, because again, there's that graffiti that says "Murderer" that we see in the trailer and in the one released actual still from the movie. Morbius is nothing but questions, and I'm just, especially with Michael Keaton in the trailer,
I have a strong feeling like we will have even more questions when the movie comes out, and Sony will not answer a single one of them.
Does this happen in the same plane of existence as like all the X-Men?
No.
Plane of existence as in it's not connected to the MCU? Yes. Is it within the same continuity?
Yeah. No.
What makes it weird, and I don't think you were on for the Morbius trailer, so you wouldn't know about
I was.
this. You were?
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't remember. But I'm so confused by this, and I wonder like how close they can come to actually saying anything before Disney actually has to like smack their hands. Or like I want to know what the specificity here of like, okay, obviously Iron Man could show up in Spider-Man Homecoming. Are they allowed to invoke this stuff without it counting for MCU stuff? Like, what is their plan, especially if there isn't a contract in place after this current one runs out about the nature of Spider-Man? Because the way the contract is right now is there's one solo MCU canon Spider-Man movie left, and Spider-Man can team up one more time. After that, we're back to the drawing board for contract. So I think this is weird that they're setting up stuff outside of the MCU that is related to the MCU.
I feel like they're doing a reverse Disney because, like, in the setup into like Avengers and like immediately post Avengers, and then in Far From Home, it felt like Disney and Marvel were setting up to spike the ball right before the deals went back into contention. With he's so like, you're making so much money not just because it's Spider-Man, but he's so ingrained in the MCU now. You have to let us keep him, right? And I feel like it's kind of they're trying to flip it where like all of your villains for him are in our universe. So in order for you to keep your Spider-Man with his villains, you have to let us keep him. Except those villain movies are probably not going to be good, so no one will care.
Yeah, not going to be good, but Venom made bank. Like, Venom made FU money on a PG-13 budget. It was made on an R-rated budget, but was only rated PG-13, is what I mean. Like, they made that movie for not much and walked away with a lot of money. And that's the crazy thing here.
Morbius make the same amount?
No, because nobody knows who Morbius is.
Comparatively,
yeah. But again, if you in every trailer emphasize Spider-Man shit, like again, especially with that murderer thing, that immediately puts people in the mindset of, oh, I remember when Mysterio said Spider-Man killed him, when he outed his identity, like, and having Michael Keaton in there, like they're really trying to make the casual Joe Blow, who maybe doesn't even know that Batman isn't an Avenger type guy, like go, oh yeah, it's all in the same universe. Cool.
Well, they could also just not even focus on the fact that it's like a comic book adaptation. Just make it a vampire movie,
which they could totally do, but
then it won't sell. Comparatively, it's not going to make over $900 million like Venom did.
It's almost.
But I refer to my previous point.
Whatever.
People know who Venom is. That's a name you can recognize.
But
who the hell is Morbius?
Exactly, but by tying Spider-Man to Morbius, that gets your money up.
And just make a Spider-Man movie.
They want to, but they can't because it'll be bad.
Issue. Again, go back to 2008, and then every time they've tried until Disney got involved, they can't work with that character.
Why won't this Aunt May's secret agent movie get off the ground? We don't understand.
Exactly. Like,
just call him like modern day Dracula or something.
No, which again you could totally do, and like and that's how the MCU handles its characters. Is
Morbus.
We have Captain America. We'll do a spy thriller. We'll do like a spy thriller political drama. Peter Parker. We'll do like a teen comedy. Thor Ragnarok. We have like in Guardians of the Galaxy. It's a crazy ass space opera. Like they understand this is the genre this character could fit into. So we'll do that. Only Sony doesn't understand how to do that. They just think we make a Spider-Man movie and think that's its own genre. So everything is great power, great responsibility, dead uncle, snap necks, and they don't know what they're doing, and it shows. With the exception of Lord and Miller and their whole team on Spider-Verse. I think that's all from Marvel.
I believe, yes.
Yes, so, maybe so. Okay.
The Multiverse of Marvel.
The Multiverse. I'm a happy boy.
So.
I'm a very happy boy.
On, I believe...
Friday.
No, it was Wednesday. Or maybe it was Thursday. It was Thursday.
It ended in day.
It was a day that ended in Y.
And it was before last Monday.
Me doing the math and realizing it's Monday was the saddest thing about this episode today. Followed by that.
Yeah.
We pride ourselves on professionalism here.
No, we don't. Not even a bit.
Because here in the Nerd Academy, it's all about consistency.
Yeah. I that reminds me, after this, I want to run an idea for like some kind of opening and closing to you.
Okay.
I want to try to do this week. So there might be an opening on this episode. We don't know yet. We're working on it.
It should be the both of you poorly doing an a cappella thing.
That's better than what I came up with. We'll workshop it later. So Jared excitedly
It should just be the videos you sent into the group chat today, which if they don't make their way to Twitter, I'm blocking you.
They will. I'm going to double check. That was my friend Jake that made those.
I love it.
Yeah. So first of all, earlier in the day, it was earlier in the day. Jared messaged in an article. They are, Paul Dini's returning for Batman the Animated Series. He's every text is all caps, like, oh my god, I'm so excited, oh my god. And I'm like, no, Jared, it's a tie-in comic, not a series. And you were just like,
yeah.
I felt your heart break from across town. I felt your anguish.
I never get excited when I read a headline because I immediately go into the article, but I got so overwhelmed with just the sentence, Paul Dini is returning to Batman the Animated Series, that I was like, holy shit. And I the article wouldn't load. I kept clicking on it. It was taking forever. And I was like, I'm just going to send this and pray.
You were incorrect.
And it broke my heart.
Every other headline mentioned that it was a comic except the one you read. You're breaking my heart. And so later that night, when I get another all text cap. All caps text. I did it.
Good job.
We have a Batsuit. It's perfect. I was so ready for non-pictures. Then the ones you've probably seen by now in articles and on the internet are very bright, and you can clearly they're red filtered, but you can see what's going on with the suit. The ones Jared sent into the chat are dark as sin.
Yeah, what the hell, dude?
It looked bright to me.
I had to turn my
Is your phone brightness on 400%? I had to turn mine up the whole way to see what was going on.
Brought me back to the days of playing on a Game Boy Color.
Yeah.
No backlight.
Yeah.
Only there is a backlight, and the picture just sucks.
So I text immediately after. I say, damn, it even has an invisible mode. That's neat. And Jared's like, what do you mean? Can I have my one, Levi?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. He was like, what do you mean? And I said, well, I can't fucking see it. Obviously, he's using invisible mode.
Oh, that was exactly the tone I heard it in.
That was the tone I meant you to hear it in. So, needless to say, we have the Battinson suit.
Yes.
Jared, you quite like it.
I do. I have one mild complaint.
Yeah.
And that is ears on the symbol.
Are there not ears on the symbol?
No.
Nah. Yep. 9.
You're right, there aren't.
Which makes sense if what everybody is thinking they're going for is the case.
True. Yeah.
However, it can literally just be divots in the armor.
That's true.
In my opinion. Because this is so close to what is commonly just referred to as the Batman Hush symbol, which is my favorite version of the logo. It's pretty much what Bale had on his chest in Batman Begins. We're so close to the perfect Batsuit. All we need are freaking ears on the symbol. That's it, and it's flawless.
I'm not gonna lie. Every time I've seen a collar on a Batsuit, of some kind, I've not liked it. This one gets it right. I feel like every time they try to do a collar on a Batsuit, it's too big. The collar comes up too high.
Yeah.
But this it's.
This one gave me Injustice 2 vibes.
Yeah.
Because that's kind of how Bruce's is in that game, too.
Yeah. I quite like this suit.
Me, too. Addressing the bat symbol elephant in the room, just as I know probably most people have heard about this already, but just calling a direct attention to it, it looks like they're going for the very specific thing that Kevin Smith did in his run. Where, in traditional Batman lore, the bat symbol is the heaviest armored part of the suit.
Because it draws the eyes and such.
Yeah. Where, and this is back whenever Batman was typically drawn wearing a bodysuit. Yeah, fabric. Was that Batman would like put metal like on his chest as, you know, the same principle of this is a huge target that people are psychologically going to aim for.
Especially in older versions where it's like a bright yellow or blue.
Yeah. It looks like from like the metal in the bat symbol, they're doing the Kevin Smith thing where he is using parts from the gun that killed Thomas and Martha Wayne, which is so friggin' metal and dramatic and exactly the kind of weird shit that Bruce Wayne should be doing. Like, if there is one thing that you can give Batman v Superman credit for, it is showing that we are not dealing with a Batman who is at the point of, I will always miss my parents, but I'm no longer, like, obsessed with it. I love when there's a part of Batman that is still just a little boy in an alley. And there's a part of him that is just stuck in that place.
I think if he's stuck, like, for me, him being stuck in that, especially as early as he is in the career, he better still be stuck in that place.
Oh, yeah.
Like, for Pattinson. But, okay, sorry. Oh, God. I lost my train of thought. Like, even later, like, I don't need it to be the focus of everything he does, you know?
Yeah, that's my thing. Like, eventually there comes a point where he can't, but I still love that little bit of, like, he's just, like, one moment away. Like, in the Arkham games are really good about it, because in every game there's a moment where you are taken back to Crime Alley.
Yeah.
And you have that moment where you have to relive it. And you can tell that, like, it may not be, like, the first thing on Bruce's mind anymore, but it doesn't take much to take him back to that place. And especially with this being early in his career, like, something that dramatic of a symbol. Like, and again, like, that's the moment where you go, okay, Batman is just almost kind of just as messed up as everybody else that he's dealing with. Which I love. And, you know, there's a level of pain about that character that just fuels everything he does. And I think Batman as a hero is at his best when the I'm fighting for revenge slowly melds into I am fighting to make sure this never has to happen again. And I can't wait. I really, really want to see Robert mature into that Bruce. Because with Bale, we got it very quickly. Like, he had his moment of, I'm going to shoot Joe Chill in cold blood. And then Joe Chill gets assassinated, and then he kind of gets to the point of, I need to prevent this from happening again during his training with the League of Shadows and with Ra's al Ghul. Ben Affleck has not grown past it, period, in BVS. Or maybe he did at one point and he's back there.
Yeah.
With the whole
losing the world, Robin.
Yeah, losing Robin, the world only makes sense if you force it to thing. I want to see the very DC animated universe of, like, you know, Batman is brutal and vengeful in the beginning of his career. By the end of it, we see in Justice League Unlimited's epilogue episode where, like, Bruce just sits down with the kid and is like, no, I'm not going to kill you, but you shouldn't be alone. And it's that, like, I don't necessarily need to see Damian Wayne be born or come into the picture here, but, like, when Bruce truly, like, recognizes I get to be the father that was taken away from me, and there's a fatherly love that he has that he only develops through having his Robins and through various Bat girls and other sidekicks and stuff like that. Just everything about this is giving me good vibes.
Mm-hmm.
To put that in brief terms, I love all of this. I love it looks like it's gray and black from what we can see in the red.
Yeah, that part's hard to tell. And I wouldn't even mind, because this is the version of Cobbled Together that I like. Right?
Yeah.
You and I were both very scared at that terminology, but this is like, I was like, there's a good version of that.
Those reports are just wrong. And this is just like full on Wayne Tech.
I don't think this is full Wayne Tech. I think this is him, like, again, Cobbled Together to us is very different than Cobbled Together to Bruce Wayne. Just, like, even if it's not through Wayne Tech, like, R&D, it's still, like, Bruce Wayne probably keeps, like, a cool couple $100 million liquid at any one time. Like,
I love the way you just described that. Keep talking.
I know a little bit of finance talk. Don't at me.
I know, it was just the way you said, a cool couple $100 million liquid. That was great.
Liquid assets, baby.
I know.
Because he's worth however many billion, right?
Yeah.
So, like, for him to just be like, oh, I'm just going to order top-of-the-line military tech through, like, a rerouted bank account that no one knows about or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, that could still count for Bruce Wayne as cobbled together. Like, he might even say that to Alfred in this movie. Like, yeah, this is just something I cobbled together.
Yeah.
Right?
You could be very right. And eventually when he has, like, Wayne Tech R&D, he's like, okay, I can make this a little bit more stylish now.
And maybe at a point you see the suit evolve to, like, it's still the gun that's, like, the gun is always going to be there, but, like, maybe now it's covered up. Like, into a proper bat symbol with the, like, you know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
So maybe that's what we
kind
see.
of like, and even though people, and I only think this comparison is valid because it's like washed in red is like the weird Daredevil comparison people keep making. That and the music, I think, come together because people are right that it sounds kind of adjacent to like the do 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 in the Netflix Daredevil show. I also heard somebody say that it sounds a lot like the Imperial March, the music in the because that is the actual score for the Batman. Like Michael Giacchino said, like this is an excerpt from the theme. Mm-hmm. And it's right because it's in the same key as the Imperial March, and it kind of goes back through the same intervals that the march does. Which once you hear that and you listen to it, it's weird because you can hear it almost do it. But between the red and the music, there is. I think that's the only reason why there's a fair comparison. But I'm going to compare it here. Do you think that maybe that's like they kind of do what Daredevil season 1 does, where which again because it's Bruce Wayne and he has the dough for like that to be his ghetto suit.
Yeah.
Like by the end of the movie, he's like broken into Wayne Industries and like has like, here's my actual Batsuit, damn it.
Or maybe we get like, we find out that there was secretly someone cast as Lucius Fox that we just don't know about.
Yeah.
You know, like whichever way it happens, I wouldn't be surprised if this is his suit for the bulk of the movie. And then like at the end, if they want to continue, they show him in a new improved suit. Right?
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Maybe it's him going from that revenge and vengeance to protector arc, and at the end he does that by covering the gun to show that it's always going to be a part of him, but he needs the symbol to mean more, right?
I like that a lot.
But who knows?
Yeah. Levi, your thoughts on the new Batsuit?
I don't care.
That's fair.
Fair enough.
I'm not big enough in Batman for that.
Batman.
There was
It looked cool.
Yeah. Okay, now that we've seen like the bulk of the suit, but we haven't seen like the rest of the cowl. So far, how are we feeling about the ear situation?
Hold on.
Because if it's always had ears before, then it should have ears.
No, I mean like lengthwise.
How big are they going to be?
How big do you think they're going to be, and how big do you want them to be?
Oh, this better be some. You should make it some big ears, man.
I don't want big ears. I want small
Make it
ears.
some like
I want
ears,
I
man.
want almost BVS ears for this, like the way this cowl fits to Robert's head. I forgot his name for a second. I want almost like the smaller ears. I think that would fit better with this cowl, the way it's shaped, the way his head is shaped. I wouldn't mind a little longer, like almost animated series style.
I think that would be good. I think with how the cowl is shaped, you definitely can't do like as much as I want to see them, and I love like the really big dramatic bat suit. You can't do like Arkham Knight ears.
No.
Where they're almost like a foot off his head.
They could be used as spikes into somebody's chest.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, you couldn't do that. I wouldn't mind like a little bit of a longer ear. But again, if this is a cobbled together suit, they're probably going to be shorter, right? Depending on, because like I love the idea of like the ears are actually just there to house a thing to call Alfred, like for a comms thing from Batman Begins. Specifically, like when he's putting the helmet together.
Yeah.
He's like, Oh yeah, I guess I'm gonna do the bat thing, huh? And it's gotta have ears. So so that's if that's the form it takes, I'll dig it. We will, because like looking from the suit, you can see this is a real picture. I don't have to turn my phone up to like decimating my battery brightness.
Sun god mode.
Yeah. I don't have to praise Raw to look at the photo. I love that he has a bit of stubble. I love Batman with a bit of stubble.
Oh
like
my god. He has such a bat chin. This is such a good bat chin.
Yeah.
Okay, we got the bat chin down. We need ears. We need to
They've
hear
got
the
to be
voice.
short. They've got to be short ears.
They're probably going to be.
Look how, like, because, like, I'm assuming that's the part of, like, that's what the ear's going to come up from. That, like, side piece of the
Probably.
leather. So, like, just by how wide they are at that point on his head, they've got to only come up about, like, maybe at most an inch off his head.
You're probably right.
And that, I think, would be perfect.
I'm sure it'll still look good. Like,
yeah.
I don't dislike the BVS ears. I just like my I will say again, and I will always say, Arkham Knight is
Oh
the
my god,
perfect
that's not a
Batsuit.
proper cow. You can see his eyes.
Well, yeah.
Well, I couldn't tell from your jank ass pictures.
Well, it doesn't have like none of the bat suits aside from that one scene in The Dark Knight have his eyes covered.
I know, but it's so cool.
Oh yeah, I doubt we're ever gonna get to see them like have the cojones to be like, okay, he also has white eyes for some reason.
I just like, I don't know, look, the way it was shaded, it was like maybe his eyes were, and like I can also really see, what was that?
Yeah, everyone heard that.
You'll have to wait until my story.
Oh, it's Diablo.
Oh,
Wow.
spoilers!
Spoilers. I can definitely see the Daredevil comparison with this mask. Because of like where the splits are.
Yeah.
You know? Still like it.
What do you want for the voice? Like, do you want him to just go like deepen his voice himself so he doesn't sound like very famous person Bruce Wayne?
I want him to do that at first and then have like one person figure out who he is. So he knocks him real hard to try to give him amnesia and then he gets a voice changer.
Have one person go, Bruce Wayne?
Yeah, that's what I want.
I wanted exactly the tone of the John Mulaney bit where he's talking about watching Law and Order SVU and he looks at friends and says, Dean Cain? Is that Bruce Wayne? I want it to be John Mulaney.
It won't
Like
be,
working for like the
unfortunately.
like working for like Carmine Falcone.
John Mulaney - Falcone. That's some like
Mulan.
that's some shit from the 80s.
Yeah.
I'd pay to see that.
Is that Bruce Wayne? I do one of modulated voices. That's one of my favorite things from BVS is just how scary it sounds.
I think it's easier with I don't want it that modulated. My god. No, I wouldn't mind again, like I think because of the way the suit's gonna be set up, he's gonna be like just pitching his voice down
Yeah.
manually. I can't do it. I've been talking too much in the past hour. But
Do you think we'll get it on Batman?
oh, 100%.
We have to get some type of like him.
I'm Batman.
Oh, I'm Batman.
Say it again. I'm Batman.
Oh God!
I want
Talking about Batman gets me revved up.
Can we get a scene that's the Mufasa scene between the hyenas and Lion King? Can we get that, but it's just two like Two-Face goons?
Oh, I think it'd be funny if it was Riddler or Penguin, because he would have the Scar reaction of "Will you please shut the hell up?"
Yeah.
Like I'm tired of hearing his name. But yeah, I'm so
Yeah,
excited.
see, Joker
by
would
this.
walk in and be like, "Don't talk about my boyfriend like that. He's mine."
Gender chaotic neutral. Last thing before we move on from the Batman stuff, there were set pictures released that looks like I forgot to link them. It looks like the Joker gang is active.
Interesting. I didn't see these pictures, so I don't know.
I'll put them in the notes before this gets uploaded so that people can find them. But it looks like, unless I did put them in and forgot. But no, I just put the Batsuit link. Regardless, it looks like the Joker gang is active. Or at least there is a gang of people. There's a group of people that all have white face paint on, and it looks like they're causing a ruckus. So do with that what you all will.
Eat the rich,
Yeah.
as the Joker does.
Yeah. Not that I'm opposed to eating the rich, just not in like the...
Consume the rich.
Just not in the stupid way the Joker suggests.
Medium rare.
Is Batman like a detective
Yes.
as well as a vigilante?
In
World's
my...
greatest detective.
Yeah. Definitely.
There's a reason people refer to him as detective.
Smallville. Or no, Boy Scout. And that
cool.
conversation, yeah. But
I got a riddle mystery for you.
yeah.
Real world mystery.
Yeah.
Right. Riddle me this, riddle me that. How is Long John Silver's still in business?
I was so expecting that to rhyme. You caught me so off guard. I don't know. I know my mom likes
Riddle
it.
me that, riddle me this. How's Long John Silver's in business? How about that?
I didn't need it to rhyme. It was funnier just because you were just... Okay. I was not expecting it to be more fast food from the thinnest person in the room.
I think it's drugs. My brother thinks it's drugs.
Define drugs.
There's never anyone at that Long John Silver's except the employees, unless it's Lent, and Lent doesn't last long enough to keep that thing afloat.
Okay, so are we talking Long John Silver's as a company? Or is that location?
Long John Silver's. That disgusting, dumpy ass place.
You wanna hear a funny Long John Silver story?
Have you ever seen anybody
in the
walk
middle of the DC universe? Yes.
Have you ever seen anyone walk into that Long John Silver's?
I've been in there
while not in Lent.
Yes, because my mom loves Long Johns.
I feel like I have, but like the only time I've ever consumed it regularly was during Lent, because Catholic household.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
It's right next to, like, I swear to God, the busiest Wendy's that exist. How is it in business? I don't understand.
Maybe some people just go, okay, Wendy's is too busy. I guess I'll pretend this chicken is real.
You think Wendy's chicken
There's
is
a
real?
KFC
No, but it's spicy. Yeah, go to Health Code Violation City at KFC.
You guys want to hear my funny Long John Silver story?
Yes.
So, friend of the show, Jake Bricker, worked there for a little bit in high school. And I remember...
No shit, really?
That's my point. He never told a soul.
I'm texting him right now.
And during... I think this was during Lent time. I remember walking in with my mom and like, oh, it's Friday night. We're going to get Long John Silver's, make a day of it. Not make a day of it, but you know. And we walk in and Jake doesn't realize it's me and walks out to the counter like, hi, how can I? And just freezes solid. Like, person I've spent the bulk of my adolescence with, Jacob Bricker, looks at me in terror. As he's like, oh God, he knows. Somebody knows.
Poor guy.
All I'm seeing is like a more embarrassed version of the scene in Spider-Man Homecoming when Peter like drops down from the ceiling and takes off the mask and turns around and Ned just drops the Lego Death Star.
It's more of like any sitcom show where like the one person, like the one character has a part-time job that they haven't told anyone because they're embarrassed. And then the group walks in.
You mean exactly the situation that happened?
Wait, what?
That Bricker was working at Long
Yeah, that's
John.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Like, that could have been in a sitcom.
Oh,
like,
okay.
That exact
Yeah.
moment. I thought you were saying it was like exactly like Ned finding out.
No. I was just saying like the facial expression of just like the oh no.
Yeah, like not anger, not sadness, not obviously not happiness, just like jaw drop, not quite jaw dropped, just like, oh.
Ask him how that place stays in business.
Do you think that they're like running drugs?
Yeah, it's 100% money laundering. Without a doubt.
There is no way that particular shop can stay open on its own money.
Really? Do you really think so?
Yes.
I love that. I just think that like we just don't pay attention to it enough.
I also feel like though that Long John Silver's in general is just like the fireball of fast food, where there's people that consume it and people that have had their one bad time with it and will never consume it again. That's like the two planes of existence when it comes to Long John Silver's.
Some people just can't come scoop up Long John Silver's anymore.
Chicken McNuggets taste like their fish planks.
A little bit.
Entertainment Weekly did a spread on Wonder Woman 1984.
They sure did.
This is the one article I read.
Yeah? So you want to take point on it?
I didn't read all of it. All I know is that Cheetah's in it. Cheetah's gonna be in it. And I don't know, she's like something about sisters. Sisters, you know, like during cutscene, and something about how Gal Gadot doesn't want people to focus on Wonder Woman as a female hero, just as a hero that happens to be female, which is something I 100% agree with.
Yes. Still haven't watched Wonder Woman Bloodlines. Haven't had time. But
Still
it's
haven't
fun.
watched Wonder Woman.
Me neither.
Oh, we got to change that.
Yeah.
The bits and pieces I've seen reminds me of like
I see occasionally.
those evening shows you see on like WQED,
Yeah.
PBS, those English filmed things. It's always dark and rainy, and I don't know. In my childhood, I was always like tired around that time, and it reminds me of being tired.
Every
Most of the movie isn't like that, though. Like, most of the movie is, like, really bright and colorful. Which
Really?
is fun. Yeah.
every bit of the movie I've seen has been like, while TNT or Spike TV is doing a like DC EU marathon, and it's playing in my break room at work. And like, it's one of those, same with like if Star Wars is ever on for those, where
Yeah.
like someone will put it on and then I'll be on break with like my coworkers that I'm friends with. And we'll be sitting there and they'll make fun of me because I'll just drift off into watching the movie and not paying attention to what's around me. Where they're just like, oh, Star Wars is on. We're not talking to Travis for 15 minutes. Oh, BVS. Well, not BVS.
Do you have to pee again?
No, I'm getting a drink.
Oh,
It'll be
okay.
interesting to
Although I
see.
could. That's a lie.
That was so. Why did you say it like a threat?
I will. Don't at me.
Nah. I think Travis is gonna pee on me.
No, I'm not.
It'd be interesting to see Cheetah
That-
in a live action.
Yeah, there was a leaked image of her on merch, and it looks terrible.
I'm sure they'll fix it.
That was the sound of Travis like not even getting close to putting a cold can to my neck, but I felt just enough of it to be freaked out by it. But no, it does not look great. Cheetah's design, it's kind of freaky.
Is it cats?
It looks like somebody got like a really weird full body tattoo.
Then it could be worse.
Beautiful turds all over
Over
my
my
back. Makes me feel proud. I wanna shout it out loud. I got another tattoo, baby. Another tattoo.
Another tattoo, man. Another tattoo. And we just got copyright striked
By Weird Al.
I mean,
by Weird Al.
we didn't because we
Still don't
make
have
money,
enough.
But
We didn't because we don't have money. That's a
Yeah.
good point. Yeah, but there's lots of cool images. I love this like weird wingsuit that Diana has on.
Yeah.
I just love everything about the aesthetic this movie's going for so far.
Yeah, the shots I've seen of her as Wonder Woman in this movie. Oh,
they're good.
Yeah,
Wonder Woman is rising up the ranks for me.
I was
It's like
excited about Wonder Woman when it
superheroes
came
I
out, and I
like.
never got around to seeing it. I'm really
it
excited.
is a
for this
lot of
movie.
fun. Yeah, I love this. I think this is my favorite image. It's her in like the normal suit, which I prefer. But like just that shot of like the lasso
Yeah.
getting all
I love that her
wild.
hair is like more fluffed out, you know, like
Yeah.
like animated series Wonder Woman.
Oh yeah.
I love it.
Oh no, that's the live action. I screwed up.
Yeah, it's okay. We forgive you. Travis, you want to take the other DC story, which I can't remember what it is off the top of my head?
Birds of Prey and doing hot. Well, like it's Birds of Prey could be doing better.
Yeah.
So let's see. Birds of Prey, yes, Bob.
But
Now Harley Quinn : Birds of Prey. We kind of touched on that last week. Was such a wild ride that I don't remember anything we talked about other than saying that I liked the movie. And Chaotic Gender Neutral, which I still love. as a like title.
Oh yeah, we inevitably put that on merch. Video Drew's getting residuals on that one.
So I don't know if we're allowed to. I'm giving her full stop on that one. She's allowed to do whatever she wants with it.
That's fair. I agree with that.
So it earned. So its total domestic run, I believe this is domestic, is $59.2 million as of this past weekend. That's total, which isn't great.
No. That's like just its budget that we know of.
Now, granted, like the drop-off percent, I saw Mike Kalinowski talking about this. The drop-off percentage wasn't terrible.
Yes.
I mean, it's about 48%, but like for movies, that isn't too bad. And that's because I think of all the positive reviews coming out of it.
Yeah, I think there was a lot of people that did friend of this show, because like, why wouldn't he be? But like, mostly friend of Knight's, Ben Hart from Star Wars Underground was like, I was going to skip this. Then I saw the reviews. Holy Christ, this is great.
I think that's been everyone's reaction.
Yeah.
Was like, even that was Video Drew's reaction. That was like, I wouldn't have seen it if it wasn't for this show.
Yeah.
Like, it's a really fun movie. It's fun in the way that you and I felt about Suicide Squad upon first viewing, but it's actually a watchable film.
It's still like Suicide Squad, but I agree with it.
Like, if Suicide Squad was like a 4 or 5, the editing drops it to like a 1.5 for me.
Which is fair.
Birds of Prey is like a solid 6 in the way that like Shazam for me is a solid 6. And it doesn't have any of the problems that drop Suicide Squad that hard. So like, it's just a really good movie. It's like, it's up there with Shazam and Aquaman for me. I wish these could kick off more like other DC movies to show that like, this is what is working, you know?
This is how this should have started.
Yeah.
Pardon me. I agree with that. I mean, the Harley Quinn character is still going, and this is another story I forgot to add. Damn it. I'll add this as well. There was a recent set picture from the set of The Suicide Squad of Harley wearing like a red and black like pajama and bathrobe outfit. James Gunn like talking to Margot Robbie, but Harley is on set. I mean, which we knew would happen, obviously, but like
So I'm not gonna lie. What hyped me up for this movie right before seeing it was seeing Margot Robbie do Hot Ones.
Agreed. I also think it's hilarious that in that she specifically says all you can really do is alter your marketing strategy, and like which clearly shows that the Harley Quinn Birds of Prey was ready in case this happened.
Yeah. But like, I didn't realize how invested Margot was in the character. In that way that like you see other like Henry Cavill gets in his characters, right? That I love about Henry Cavill.
And like Reynolds is super into playing Deadpool. Right. Yeah.
Tom Holland with Spider-Man.
Yeah.
You know, all of these things. Thor, Chris Hemsworth with Thor, whatever. That got me excited. I'm like, oh no, okay, so she really does. Not that I had any doubts before, but like, it was just one of those things of, oh, she's having fun doing this.
Yeah, I think it's that moment where you recognize like how from the heart it is.
Yeah.
And like,
I also didn't realize she was a producer on the movie. So like, all of that suddenly come into connection with, oh, this movie's also very good. Is that like, oh, not only was this fun for me to watch, it was fun for them to make.
Which is clear.
Yeah.
Throughout the entire run of the film. Which
makes me way more excited for The Suicide Squad when you have James Gunn with people that love these characters hopefully the way Margot Robbie loves Harley Quinn. Like, that just excites me even more now for that movie.
Levi, have you seen the cast list for the upcoming Suicide Squad soft reboot? I'm going to read this to you because it's a trip.
It's guarantee he doesn't know a single name. He might know a few names.
Oh, he's going to know a few names. He's going to know the only name that matters. And you know exactly what I mean by that.
I really
Jay
don't.
Leno.
Oh my God. Oh, well, okay, yeah, he's going to know Joker, but
keeping that joke on this show, I see.
I have to. Because you can't see him. His time is now.
So Michael Rooker a.k.a. Yondu from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
Margot Robbie, Harley. Idris Elba.
Mm-hmm.
Viola Davis, the holdover from the last one. Peter Capaldi, like the 12th friggin' Doctor. I'm just like picking out names here. Pete Davidson, that really pale guy who looks sick all the time, who's on SNL.
Okay.
Jai Courtney, another holdover. Nathan Fillion, like the Firefly guy.
You looked over your shoulder like, is he here? Did he show up?
Taika Waititi, which I forgot about.
Taika Waititi? How did I forget about that?
Me too.
God, when do I get to watch this movie? Next year, right?
I think. But most importantly, John Cena.
I didn't have the music ready.
That's amazing. Is he the Joker? Is he Joker?
John Cena's definitely going to be playing the Joker.
That was his joke, like back when whenever Hall of Heroes was a thing, was he was like, "Oh God, I need John Cena Joker. I need that in my life." Put that massive man in friggin' purple suit.
Who's he playing?
We don't know. We have a cast list. We don't know who half of them are playing.
Yeah, like with the exception of like the holdovers from the first Suicide Squad movie of like, you know, Boomerang and Rick Flag. But yeah.
So you know how we did that Jared Leto Joker bit, right?
Yeah.
I tried. Nobody made memes of this one. John Mulaney as Fa Mulaney. Nobody made memes of that.
No.
Nope. We don't have John Mulaney in traditional Chinese garb. And, yeah.
Is that you just gotta call John Mulaney from now on?
John Mulan.
I think John Mulaney would be an also interesting addition to this as well as John Cena.
He's playing the Joker, baby. I had to wait for you to say his name one more time.
I knew you were. I hate hearing the word baby immediately follow Joker, because I immediately think of that like awful video that everybody shares around anytime the Joker comes up. With that, like, I don't even know who the hell the guy is, but he's wearing like a Joker costume shirt and like really shitty clown makeup. And he's like, "It's me. I'm the Joker, baby." I don't know if anybody else has seen this cursed video I'm referring to, but
Nope.
Anyway.
What other news?
Indiana Jones 5 is somehow still happening.
While we're on the topic, I quickly want to ask, who asked for Harrison Ford in Call of the Wild?
I think it's an interesting choice.
A Call of the Wild movie.
Yeah.
Like, why?
I'm surprised it hasn't been adapted yet.
I'm
excited for it.
I feel like that's one of those like books.
You ever read it?
No, I don't think I did. I know it was required for like one of the English classes that I didn't take in high school.
Buck accidentally goes to Alaska.
Maybe I did.
Hooks up with an Iditarod or some sort of dog team. I remember because Jack London specified. Now there was a black dog called. There was a black dog called Nig.
Called what?
Now Nig was a black dog. That is a direct quote from the book. Anyway, I digress. Everyone dies.
How do we feel about keeping that?
Everyone dies, and then Buck, I think, slaughters a bunch of native folk.
So what you're getting at is it may not be a good idea to adapt Call of the Wild.
Who asked for this? I don't know.
Well, this took a turn.
Indiana Jones 5.
Hold on. Let me... yeah, Indiana Jones 5. Because I closed YouTube. I can't... I don't have to... John Cena's playing the Joker. I don't know how to segue from this, man. You stopped me cold.
Well, I hope they don't keep the dog's name in the movie. Are we going to cut that? Because I feel just uncomfortable saying it.
I don't... He's showing
I was
me.
referring to the book. I was directly referring to
I'm
I know
aware.
you are. I know you are, and I know you're not the type of person to like
one
try
of
to
the most
sneak in an excuse to say a slur.
one of the most esteemed books in American literature.
Yeah, I mean it's the name
don't
of the
think-
dog, and it's uncomfortable. Like, you can't get around it. It feels icky hearing it said. It just caught me off guard because I didn't read it. I read one of the other one. I read the one with the tank on the cover. That's all I remember.
The one with the tank on
It was about World War II and like some.
You're
family
about
that was-
World War
Yeah,
II.
you're right. I am.
Until we meet again.
I didn't read anything in high school or junior high.
All I remember from that year was how much I loved To Kill a Mockingbird, and
That's
the fact
a good
that like
book.
Lord of the Flies was shitty until the back half of the book when everybody loses their goddamn minds.
I still think it was shitty.
I love Lord of the Flies so
don't.
much.
I like the idea of Lord of the Flies. Its movie adaptations were bad.
Oh yeah, they've not been able to do Lord of the Flies
Real
justice at
bad.
all.
Last thing I needed to see was 12-year-old Peen.
Whoa! We watched the black and white one.
There were 2 adaptations.
I knew there was a
Yeah.
second one. I didn't
both
know there
of
was.
which were not that great.
None of them were great, but I didn't know that there was like the more modern version had 12-year-old Peen in it.
The black and white one did.
Did not.
They might have skipped around it for when you watched it. I don't remember because I hated the book so much.
No, because they had trousers on, or at the very least like loincloths and stuff in mine.
No.
We don't have time for this. Indiana Jones 5.
Yeah, that's shooting this summer, and I'm very excited for it. I love me some indie.
As long as it isn't Kingdom of the Crystal Skull. It's all that matters.
But they're not writing that out of continuity. They're keeping it in all its flawed glory. So, hey, good on Disney for like not writing the shit stuff out of continuity when they could. Can't fault them for that. Like they embrace they embrace the franchise that they have and do the most that they can with it. Levi, you have some weeb shit for us.
I do. All right. So Crunchyroll has officially ended their awards.
The Demon
The winners
Slayer
have
Awards.
been the winners have been announced. The winner has been announced.
That's how it is every year.
Forbes, of all people, has an article on this, written by Lauren Orsini. She writes about business of fandom. Anyway, so she is trying to talk this up like it's an award ceremony that matters. She's
not.
wrong. Because for those of you who don't know, you can vote daily. So pretty much whatever wins is the people
Whoever
with the
sets up
most
the right
dedicated
bots.
fandom.
Like,
Yeah, awards matter in a very finite way. The awards matter
they
as far
matter
as
less-
you give them credit for.
like the Oscars in that matter in the sense that like a distinguished group is awarding this to people that will then determine how their careers are moving forward. Like foreign film, I think now has a bigger stage than ever because of this year's Oscars, right? Not so much that Parasite won, but that a foreign film won matters. With Crunchyroll's awards, it's all fan voted. It doesn't affect how anime as a medium changes. It's just
No,
one fandom outpowers the other in voting, and so that's how you get the Yuri on Ice Awards, the My Hero Academia Awards. I don't know who took them all last year. I don't remember.
I mean, that's why like the only time I go to like that's why Forbes is like really good for like when we're talking box office, because consistently like Forbes has like really weird like the person writing this like you don't live, breathe, eat, and shit superheroes and stuff like that. Like they just they have their lane.
Anyway, well, it's not actually as bad as we've been making it out to be, but Demon Slayer did bring in a fair amount. One anime of the year, best boy. So the main character, the main protagonist.
Well, no, not necessarily, because they have a best protagonist. Best boy is just
Oh,
like...
yeah, you're right.
'Cause I remember
but I'm saying the best boy was the
Yeah.
protagonist.
Oh,
of
okay. I thought you
Demon
were saying
Slayer.
that's what best boy meant.
No,
okay.
no.
Because, like, Todoroki won it. The year My Hero swept everything.
I disagree.
I
with
do
that.
too, but people have their opinion.
Yeah. It also took best fight scene.
That doesn't surprise me. It was
No.
it was the big action one of the year.
Yeah. Other prominent winners were Mob Psycho 100 number 2, The Promised Neverland, and Kaguya-sama Love is War. Rising of the Shield Hero has also made its appearance. JoJo's won, I believe. Best voice actor performance for
The Japanese.
original Japanese. So that's cool. I know everybody's going crazy over JoJo memes. I think you need to stop because it's getting old. And I hate JoJo fans now. Because you show up everywhere.
You might
ruining
die.
it.
You might
Yeah,
die.
but here's the thing, and
They're just gonna-
Not from me, just from the internet.
Nah, they're just gonna look at me and stand weird.
I will say this much. I think a lot of the people who make those memes on TikTok only do it because the music that they choose to use is like really dynamic and like paints a very clear picture of what you can do with it.
Honey, you haven't even begun to scratch the surface of JoJo memes.
I mean, like the ones that I see most often and that are like most cracking into like the mainstream.
Honey, JoJo is a meme.
Yeah.
This is a JoJo meme. You don't understand.
This is a JoJo reference. Is that a
Everything
JoJo
we're doing
reference?
right now is this soundboard, JoJo reference. Those curtains, JoJo reference. This computer, JoJo reference. You don't even know.
One of my really good,
I don't even know.
one of my really good friends at the movie theater is like that's her like favorite anime. So I want to give faith to the franchise. Hey, every
It's
shitty
not that it's
fandom
bad.
every shitty fandom has really good apples in it.
You're right.
The same way even great fandoms have awful apples in it.
I'm not saying JoJo is bad or that the fandom is entirely like
The anime's
awful.
fine. It's funny. It deserves to have memes, but I think there's quite a few bandwagoners. That's all I'm
yeah.
gonna say.
Oh, that's fair.
Yep. So the Crunchyroll Amino Acid Awards are out. On to my other story that I had just discovered now. All right, so this was announced a while back in November 2019. We're getting a Diablo 4.
Yes, and no one seemed excited about it.
No, because the longtime fans weren't huge on Diablo 3 because of the way the animation style was, how it played out. It wasn't as gory, it wasn't as gothic, I guess. But if the cinematic trailer is to be believed, then we might be seeing a return to that real darker tone. So the main villain is Lilith in this case. For those of you who don't know, Lilith
That's both of us.
is and
Oh, I mean, like we know who Lilith is, but
right.
we don't
No,
play
you don't.
Diablo. Unless this is not normal Lilith.
Lilith, and she's a demon, and the angel Inarius met up, and you two are so stupid. you don't know who Lilith is, right? Or you actually
Like
you
the
do
demon
know?
Lilith.
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, yeah,
I
she.
recognize the name. I don't know any deep lore here. but,
Anything
like,
Yeah.
involving the Bible is just like okay.
Okay,
we need a
yeah.
female
Yeah.
antagonist.
All right, yeah,
Lilith.
Lilith. Okay. Yeah, she and
I
Inarius.
watched Supernatural.
She and
I was gonna say,
Inarius
there it
get
is.
together. They bang. They also create Sanctuary, which is the earthly realm. Angels and demons don't like that.
Okay, if we're gonna keep talking about Diablo on this show, whenever we get to the point where we have Joel who can just take care of like soundboard gags, we need to have Quasimodo screaming Sanctuary anytime he says Sanctuary. Putting my foot down. Continue. You've been warned.
To make it brief, right? Brief. Lilith F's off. All right.
Okay.
People fight over Sanctuary. Nobody likes the humans, particularly the humans who are the Nephilim, because they have the power of like angels and demons, which means they can rise above both. But in the latest series, Diablo 3, both sides have kind of fought each other so hard. Like, there was Diablo himself. He became the primeval. He absorbed all of his 6 brothers and sisters, the other 6 evils. Destroyed a lot of people. You killed him. Then there was the Angel of Death, who was the Angel of Wisdom. You kill him after he causes a lot of trouble. Everyone's forces are thinned. So it's the perfect time for Lilith to come back and, take what is hers, basically. So looking really forward to that. It has also been announced that Blizzard is making 2 animated series. One for Diablo and one for Overwatch.
Oh boy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm so excited.
I couldn't care less about Overwatch, but I
not
really,
even a bit.
I'm looking forward to Diablos because
I tried so hard to get into Overwatch, and it just bored my brains. The lore fascinates me. The lore is interesting, and that was the only thing that made me try to get into it. I'll totally watch a show. I will totally watch a show about Overwatch.
likewise,
I mean, same for
I don't
Diablo, obviously.
Diablo's lore is better than the games. That's a hot take on mine. Maybe it's not really a hot take. But yeah, Blizzard, honestly, after watching the cinematic trailer, they should really just do film.
Yeah.
I mean, clearly they're not getting games right, so...
Yeah.
Yeah. I've shown you, Jared, some of their
you just
trailers
had me sit down and watch
for Diablo
trailers
3.
for Diablo,
Yeah.
and I was like, okay, I'm in.
Yeah. And I think they should stick to that. You know, just take the plot of whatever game and turn it into an animated film.
Yeah.
And I think they could
Or
rival...
even a show. I think a TV show is
Yeah.
better for a video game adaptation, unless you're doing a specific, like, point A to point B story.
which is what they're making. We don't know what the show's about yet, and as far as the game goes, that's still in development, and it's been announced that it won't be coming out anytime soon, even by Blizzard's standards of soon. So that's a wait and a half. Yeah.
Well, while we wait,
What?
we can leave the people with a lovely podcast. Levi, where can the lovely people find you?
You can find me on Twitter.
How
At
do I
Professor
do that?
Levi.
Yeah? Do you want to give out your personal Facebook again?
While you're at it, your social security number, your bank account number, and routing number. You're thinking about your social security number and trying not to say it out loud. I can see it in your eyes. I can see the digits appearing in your pupils right now.
Travis, where can the people find you?
They can find me on Twitter and Instagram at TravisPolitical. My social security number is 420-696969.
So I heard back from Brecker.
Yeah? What'd he say?
I texted him. I said, you just got outed as a former Long John Silver's employee live on the air on the show. He said, ouch, at 8:33 p.m. And at 8:48, followed that text up with, I definitely did work there for a very short amount of time.
Yeah, I can't speak for how long he was there. I don't know.
I love you, Brecker. I love you so much.
All I know is that I saw him there, clearly got the idea that he was like, please don't tell anybody. Like, we didn't have this conversation, but it was this moment of, hey,
Don't.
And so I didn't.
That's hilarious. I love all of that.
Jared, where can people who are lovely find you on social media?
And what's your social security number?
You look...
You look perplexed, Jared. What's wrong?
I'm distracted by the name of the dog from Call of the Wild. And I have been because I didn't know that. And boy, do I hope they change it for the movie. I also love...
When the mics aren't hot, friend. When the mics aren't hot.
Just because, like, it's funny because we're uncomfortable by it.
Yeah.
You know, and you should be.
Yeah.
I hate shit like that. It's the same way, like, in your own free time, because I'm sure as hell not saying it live in front of a hot mic. You want to?
Hey, he was a good enough character.
Yeah, I'm sure. I'm just saying. You want to be made very uncomfortable by the name of an animal. Google the real name of H.P. Lovecraft's real cat.
Yeah. H.P. Lovecraft.
H.P. Lovecraft is not. It is not 2020 friendly. And it made me. I was shocked.
Barely
by
1920 friendly.
It's barely 1920 friendly, if that. Enjoy that Google search, Levi. I'm just wait this out. Hoping. I mean, he's not dumb enough to actually say this on a hot mic.
Oh no.
Wow.
Right? That's just strong. Like, it's not even snappy.
There's no cleverness.
No.
You can at least give Jack London some credit. That was a little clever. That's just...
You
wow.
just said it.
It was like, all right.
You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram at DarkJedi2552. And you can find the Nerd Academy podcast on all the social medias, as well as youtube.com and our website, www.nerdacademypodcast.
The Nerd Academy podcast.
The Nerd Academy Shut up. The Nerd Academy
One of them is
podcast
right and one of them isn't. What do you want me to do?
Also, it's not dip. You dip.
Yes, there's a dit key. You just gotta look hard enough. You can only find the dit key when you know the name of H.P. Lovecraft's cat. Like we said, be sure to stay tuned to our social medias as we will have a new date for Knights of the Nerd Republic out soon. Very excited for that. Very excited to go on our adventure through the Clone Wars with you guys.
Review of the clones.
Yep, review of the clones. With that, thank you for listening. Stay tuned for everything that's coming. And class dismissed.
No homework
Lots of homework.
from me.